Children, today we will start our discussion from the heading Periodic Trends in Chemical Properties. And the first heading is Periodicity of Valency or Oxidation States. Okay, so valency or oxidation state. Valency or oxidation states, these two are different terms. But in this book it is these two terms are used as synonym of each other, but actually these are two different terms. Valency is depend upon the combining capacity of an atom, and oxidation state is the state which explains that how much number of electrons are taken or given by an atom. Okay students, so nowadays we are using oxidation states more frequently than the term valency. Why? Because the formation of different type of compounds by a particular element can be well explained with the help of oxidation states. So the first term we will discuss here is valence shell. Valence shell, which is also known as outermost shell of an atom. So outermost shell of an atom is also known as valence shell, and the electrons which are present in outermost shell of an atom are known as valence electrons. Okay students, valence electrons. So as we all know that in S block elements, last electron of that particular element interns in S subshell. In P block elements, last electron is enter in P subshell. In D block elements, last electron is enter in N-1 D subshell, where N is the number of outermost shell. Whereas in F block elements, last electron goes to N-2 F subshell. Okay students, so where N is outermost shell number. Now as we all know that these days the term oxidation state is frequently used for valency. So instead of valency we are using oxidation state term. For example, consider the two oxygen containing compounds OF2 and Na2O. So the electronegativity of the three elements FO and Na in decreasing order is fluorine with most electronegativity, oxygen next lower, and the sodium with least electronegativity. So out of these three elements, sodium is least electronegative, whereas fluorine is most electronegative. Okay, so when oxygen is forming a compound with fluorine, in this compound oxygen is comparatively less electronegative. Okay, so the electronegativity of fluorine is more, and that is why fluorine is shown its -1 oxidation state, and against to this -1 oxygen is showing here +2 oxidation state. Okay students, but in the case of Na2O oxygen is more electronegative, so the oxidation state of oxygen is -2, whereas this sodium with +1 oxidation state. Okay students, so the plus and minus sign of the oxidation state is depend upon the on the nature of the atom with which a particular atom is present in bonded state, or you can say that on the basis of difference of electronegativity. So the more electronegativity atom will possess minus sign with its oxidation state, whereas less electronegative atom will have positive sign with its oxidation number. Okay students, next is definition of oxidation state. It may be defined as the charge acquired by the atom on the basis of electronegativity of the other atoms of the molecule. Okay students, so what is the electronegativity of other atom of the molecule? On that basis only the charge required by an atom is known as its oxidation state. The next heading is variation of valency in periodic table. So the variation of valency we can give on the basis of hydrogen and also on the basis of oxygen. Okay students, so in the period when we move from left to right, electrons are increasing from 1 to 8 in valence shell. Okay students, and same way valency is also increasing from 1 to 7 against to oxygen. Okay students, noble gases, which are also known as inert gases, are the element of group 18, and these have stable electronic configuration and do not take part in bond formation. That is why their valency is 0. Then in the terms of hydrogen, valency increases from 1 to 4, and again it decreases up to 0. So first increase from 1 to 4 against to hydrogen, and then it decreases up to 0. Okay students, so this is the trend of valency in period from left to right. And we all know that in a group, valency of the all elements of a particular group will remain same. The next heading is anomalous properties of period second elements. So all the elements of period 2 of all the groups are having some specific properties, and that is why they are showing some anomalous behavior. So what is the reason of the anomalous properties of second period element? The first reason is that small size of the atom. Okay, so the atom's second element are comparatively smaller in size in respect to other atoms of the same group. Then large charge radius ratio of the ion. So density of charge is comparatively more in second element of the particular group, or you can say that second period element. Then third point, high electronegativity of the element. Fourth, absence of d orbitals. So all the elements of second period will have just 1 and 2 shells total, and d filling of d orbitals start from third shell. It means all the elements of period 2 will not have d orbitals. Then next is diagonal relationship. So as you can see here, few elements of period 2 are showing resemblance in properties with the elements of period 3 which are placed diagonally to the element of second period. Okay, so this resemblance in properties of the elements of the period 2 with period 3 elements is known as diagonal relationship. Okay students, so what is the reason of this diagonal relationship? So it is explained with the help of an example of lithium and magnesium. Okay, and we can give similar reason for the other similar atoms which are showing diagonal relationship. So for lithium and magnesium, size of lithium positive and magnesium 2 positive is nearly equal. Then both lithium and magnesium are nearly equally electropositive and have nearly equal electronegativity. So the value of electronegativity of lithium and magnesium is about same. Then polarizing power of lithium and magnesium is nearly equal. Polarizing power, the power with the help of which lithium ion or magnesium ion can attract negatively charged ions towards themselves. Okay, this is known as polarizing power of an ion. So the power through which a particular ion, a particular positive ion can attract negatively charged ion towards itself is known as it's a polarizing power. Then because lithium and magnesium are showing diagonal relationship, that is why they are showing some similar properties also, and out of these all properties few are very important. And for example, the second one, both lithium and magnesium react with nitrogen to form metal nitride. Type of metal nitride is Li3n and Mg3n2 respectively. Third point, both form only one oxide, Li2O and MgO. Okay students, so just one type of oxides are there, mono oxide. Then next point, fifth point is very important. The oxalates, phosphates, fluorides and carbonates of both lithium and magnesium are sparingly soluble in water. Sparingly soluble in water. Then seventh point, both lithium chloride and magnesium chloride are deliquescent. They are soluble in ethanol. Eighth point, their carbonates decomposes on heating and gives similar products. Eighth point is also very important students, this point. Okay, so these are the few properties in which lithium and magnesium are showing similarity in properties. Okay students, then next heading is periodic trends and chemical reactivity. So as we move from left to right in period, you know that metallic character of the elements decreases whereas non-metallic character increases. So due to this change in the property, ionization enthalpy and electronegativity and electron gain enthalpy, these all three decreases in the period from left to right with decrease in atomic radius, whereas in group these all three decreases. All three means ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy and electronegativity. These all three decreases from up to down in group with increase in radius. Okay students, it means in the periodic table the leftmost side elements which are present are very reactive. Why? Because they can lose electron easily. And in right hand side the elements like halogens are also very reactive. because they can gain electrons very easily. So this shows that chemical activity is highest at the two extremes and lowest in the middle of the periodic table. Okay, students. So this chapter is over. Thank you very much.